plan for today's video is to see how far we can get. This is Project Civic Type R inspired EK Coupe. Welcome to Bodie Vision. Yeah, her. What is up, guys, and welcome. Since the last video I completed the shock towers. As you saw, I only did this side, so I took a day or so to finish this side and I bondoed them a little more. What I did is I just did Bondo and then I did a skim coat of gold Bondo on top of that. I'll put all the products in the description below, as I've been doing, as I'll do from now on, so hopefully that helps you guys out. So my next goal that I want to get to is laying down the primer on this thing. What I got to do before I can lay down the primer is I got to sand the entire engine bay. I'm just going to go with a 220 grit sandpaper. I kind of just want to scuff it up, but it's important before you start sanding to really make sure the bay's clean. As you saw in the previous video, I pressure washed the whole thing, but I'm still wiping it down with wax and grease remover before I start sanding, just to make sure there's nothing else on it before I lay down the primer. I want to really take my time, make sure it's clean. So Josh is pulling up right now. We're gonna get the car back down. I threw the suspension back on, but I just threw it on hand tight. Then once we get it over here, I gotta get the Mustang out of here, flip flop with the car. I hate it when the floor gets this messy. Alright, so the next step before we can lay down the primer is we gotta get the car completely masked off. Past painting an engine bay, if the engine bay was full tuck everything, shaved, wire tuck, brake line tuck, the whole 9 yards shaved, everything, I would be pulling the subframe to just make it that much better. But for what we're doing with this car, where we're kind of just doing like a factory inspired build, like a factory Civic Type R style, this will be just fine. Now here's how the engine bay looks, completely ready to go. The tops of the shock towers are done. I know in the last video they were left kind of incomplete, but we wiped down the engine bay. I just used a grease and wax remover. I'll list all this stuff in the description below as well, but we're ready to go. I'm gonna get the primer mixed up and hopefully it lays down nice and smooth. So we gotta let the primer dry for a little bit, so might as well mess around. No, I'm playing. Don't worry. So when it comes to doing engine bays, when there's a lot of areas that are like in real tight corners, you're not always gonna see the imperfections until you lay down the primer. Now what this kind of means is that this is my first coat of primer, so I'm just gonna kind of stop, regroup anywhere where there's some imperfections, because trust me, there are some. The camera might not pick them up, but they are there. So we're just gonna kind of work some of those down and then prime back over it a final time, and that should be the final coat of primer. So coming to the end of the day, I addressed some of the trouble spots, I re-primed it, so that's all good to go. So first thing in the morning, I'm gonna lay down that color. Again, you guys, I'm not gonna say what color it is, but we have already decided, we committed to a color. We actually already bought the paint a couple videos back, a couple days back. So you're definitely gonna wanna tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna post that video 24 hours after I post this video. If you're watching this video past, you know, when they both uploaded, I'll have the next video at the end of the sequence, so it'll go right into this video, and then it'll go right into the color video where we're actually painting the bay, and you'll see what color it is. So just some final thoughts, just kind of wrapping up the primer section. One thing that I wanted to point out is we have 10s right here, and there's another one over here. We sanded the engine bay first and then put those 10s on top, so that way when it comes time to use the grounds, we'll have a nice, good, clean, solid contact, and we're not gonna have to be sanding on top of fresh paint. Now, wrapping up this video, I want to say thank you guys so much to all my new subscribers, and thank you so much to all my loyal subscribers. I wanted to give you guys a look at this. If you wanted to purchase one of my stickers, I got the You Heard, the Orlando, the Fairey one, you could just email me. That information will be below, along with all the other information below for this video. So I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. So like this video, comment, subscribe. You know what it is.
Hit
YouTube.
that bell.
I'm out. Yeah, hit the bell so we can see. Hit the bell.